It is an exciting day here at the Durban ICC as we see the creative industry converging here, and under the banner, the CreativeBiz Nexus. It is an event that brings the industries from film, from music, as well as from fashion. And it is an event that is hosted by the Minister of Small Business Development, Stella Ndabeni, who joins me now in conversation. Thank you so much for joining us, Minister. You look absolutely stunning. And I imagine that this has been created by fashion designers in South Africa. Definitely. So talk to us about this event. It brings in a whole melting pot of different creatives under one roof to talk about challenges but also the milestones.
Well, we are here, as you've already said, mainly to have a discussion on how should funding be structured. Most of the time, the creative sector is always left behind. They have the craft, they know the talent, but how to commercialize that talent becomes a challenge. But as we celebrate the great work that they do, there's a need for ensuring that we finance it so that it can become a global market. If you see worldwide, most economies are growing because of the creative sector, but here at home we're not generating a lot. Yes, there is a contribution that they make, but we believe there's a lot that they can do for sustainability and also taking South African stories and the craft that South Africans are good at to the world. And when we do that, of course, we get to tax them, they are creating jobs, and then they reinvest back to our economy. And this is why we are here to say, let creativity meet businesses. That's why it is the CreativeBiz Nexus, merging those two together, not just for entertainment, but to make sure that we grow the economy.
And you know, as we look at it growing the economy, we look at small businesses, and one that comes to mind that has really done well on the international stage is a fashion artists like Makosa that have gone far and beyond, showing Xhosa attire, shweshwe clothing that has really broken the global stage when it comes to fashion. Talk to us about how he started off in a small business and now has grown, and through opportunities like this we'll possibly see more emerging.
Well, we must say that Makosa is a great story to tell. And if I were to share with you that actually he was never supported by government, and this is what we had said when we were looking at the trend that he's making to say, how do we make sure that we build many products without letting them compete with him, but also identifying different markets, which is something that he bought into. As you know, they have the Paris show, but then they said they're going to have an African aspect of it, when we bring other designers to say, what is the compliance for them to find themselves in the international space. And that is something that we appreciate as we say, let's grow our brands. South Africans, my goodness, the way they love international brands, they're very shy to support South African-owned brands, and this is why we want to really encourage South Africans to stop buying fake products. Because they don't only kill the business, but they also kill the jobs that are created by the small businesses that we have. Marcos has made the mark. Others in the acting space have made their own mark. But now we're talking about ownership and that IP, which is where we come in to say, let's help them to protect the intellectual property so that they're able to safeguard whatever that they make and be able to generate profit and sue the people that support those that are buying counterfeit and producing it.
In terms of funding, now this is where your department comes in. How much is going to be spent in assisting these small businesses in coming up?
Well, we have said as a seed fund, we are putting 300 million rands as a start. And of course, that's for financing. We also design instruments in terms of the non-financial support, because people just know, I'm a Maskandi musician, and then they don't know the business side of it. So you need to train them. They need to have mentors to say, this is a business that you are running, and this is what you can do. These are the other opportunities that you can then exploit. And all of that requires an ecosystem approach. People consuming local content, people making sure that they don't buy online music or fake platforms. When they stream, they must make sure that it is streaming that benefits the owners of the content. So we're looking at all of that, and as I said, 300 million. We do call upon all other partners that would want to come and join us in ensuring that we increase the fund. We are looking at, of course, working with the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition on the Transformation Fund to say it should also look at supporting the creative sectors.
I'm sure it's really going to boost those emerging fashionistas as well as musicians. Like you said, Maskandi is big in KwaZulu-Natal, Minister, and I imagine they're going to be very excited about today. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, 300 million rand is going to be injected into assisting small businesses here, and the event is bringing many stakeholders together to try and find solutions, but also in as much as this money is going to be helping them, also different avenues so that they sustain their businesses going forward. It's back to you in studio.